I am a millennial and I have sinned because I never got to truly experience Xbox growing up. Now I'm a full convert and here to tell you why the Xbox Series S and the Xbox platform in general makes the most sense in 2024. Back in 2022, I was ready to upgrade from my PS4, and I made the decision to go with the Xbox Series S instead of a PS5. Even though I have been a PlayStation user my entire gaming career, Xbox sold me on their price point for the Series S. Just for frame of reference, in the past, I've usually bought my consoles at the pawn shop in the end of their life cycles. So I've always been a budget gamer. The Series S was the first new console I ever purchased. In this video, I will talk about various features on the Xbox Series S that makes me absolutely love this console for not only gaming, but also for content creation. One thing no one can argue against is the price point of the Series S. At $300 for a new console that plays current-gen games, it's undefeated in value. While it may not have the beefiest hardware compared to the PS5 or the Series X, it still holds its own, even if you have to play at 30 FPS sometimes. Usually this is only temporary, and games update later on to accommodate the Series S. Even Starfield plays at 60 FPS on the Series S now. It's just a matter of time and development effort until all games will be at least 60 FPS on the Series S. The Series S is supposed to be a 1440p, 120 FPS machine, but most games that have 120 FPS enabled are still at 1080p. I'm hoping this will improve in time as game development makes more advancements. A feature that the Xbox has that the PS5 doesn't is this thing called Quick Resume. Basically, you can sleep up to 6 or so games at a time. Might be more, I've never tried to max it out. This feature helps you spend a lot less time loading into games and going through the start menu every time. You can just sleep the game and pick it up right where you left off later. This works even after turning off the Xbox. I absolutely love this feature because it saves me time and I get to play more variety of games in my session. One thing about Quick Resume that it works much better for offline games than online games. If you sleep an online game, the next time you Quick Resume, if it's been long enough for the servers to kick you, the game will start you back at the login screen. Games I currently have on Quick Resume are Lies of P, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and Skate 3. Next up, I would like to talk about the Microsoft Store. Some of the sales they have are ridiculous. The other week, I got The Crew 2, that's Ubisoft's motorsports game, for $1. It's usually a $60 game. That is an insane discount, and there are many more like it. If you have a couple bucks to burn, it's always worth checking out the store when they have a sale. I usually pick up classic games on sale since I never grew up with Xbox. It's nice to experience those original Xbox and Xbox 360 titles. I particularly like Super Meat Boy, which I got on sale for I think about $3. Totally worth it. They also have a reward point system, so with every purchase on the store, you get points that can be redeemed for Game Pass subscriptions, games, or even hardware, controllers, headsets, and consoles, and the like. In the recent Games Showcase, CEO Phil Spencer made claims about how Xbox gamers should feel confident building a digital library on the platform and that Xbox is dedicated to game preservation and backwards compatibility. So with that in mind, I will continue to buy games digitally if I can get them for a sale price. Still waiting on Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree Deluxe Edition to come down just a little bit more. Another thing I like about Xbox is their compatibility with CDKeys.com. If you don't know what CDKeys.com is, then you have been missing out. It's a legit website where you can get digital game codes for super discounted prices. The thing is, though, the PlayStation library on CDKeys.com is very limited. Only 42 different games, whereas the Xbox side of CDKeys.com features over 2,000 games. Never have I got a bad code from CDKeys. They have always worked for me. Also of note is the Game Pass Ultimate Keys on CDKeys.com. They are often 50% off the usual price of $20 per month. While everyone was crying about the price hike, I was buying $10 a month Game Pass Ultimate from CDKeys. This is a necessary website to visit if you are a budget gamer, and works best if you are on the Xbox or Steam platforms. Let's talk about the streaming capabilities of the Xbox Series S. They're honestly quite modest compared to the PS5. At the time of writing this, the only way to broadcast multiple voices like a Discord call is to use the Xbox party chat and have everyone check the box to agree to be broadcasted. This also works on PC since Xbox is integrated into Windows, so you can at least get together with your PC and Xbox friends and have some laughs on stream. But as far as broadcasting game chat or Discord go, you're out of luck. I believe Xbox does this as a safety liability thing. If people are foul or violent bigots, they don't want to be blamed for derogatory words on Twitch. Probably the smart thing to do. Otherwise, the streaming features are pretty basic. You can move your webcam image to any corner or side of the picture, and now you can stream at 1080p 60 kilobytes per second, 6,000 kilobytes per second. So the Xbox Series S does do a decent job of encoding a stream at the end of the day. It's just that voice chat limitation is annoying, because whenever I'm streaming with my PlayStation friends, it sounds like I'm talking to myself, which I do anyways, but it's awkward when you can only hear one side of a conversation. Another content creation feature I love about the Xbox Series S is the share button on the controller. With just one 2-second hold, you can save a 60-second HD clip of your gameplay, and it saves it to the Xbox Cloud for 90 days until you decide to download and edit it. This feature has increased the flow of making content for me because I could just do my thing, and whenever I have an interesting moment, I can clip it with ease. You will use the Xbox app on your phone to download the clip and throw it into CapCut, edit it down, and voiceover, and boom, you're the next big YouTuber. One thing that is almost too easy to talk about is the value of Game Pass Ultimate. There are so many games on Game Pass Ultimate that I have never missed my PlayStation library whatsoever while making the platform switch. Okay, well, maybe Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but there's word that Square Enix will be bringing more games to the Xbox. Xbox really did pay to win because they bought Call of Duty, along with all of Activision Blizzard and many other game development studios. Now all those games will release day one on Game Pass Ultimate. While PlayStation users are paying $70 every time they want to play a new game, I'm over here playing any game that sparks my interest from a list of over 500 titles. If you're a budget gamer who plays every day, then getting Game Pass Ultimate is a no-brainer. Even if it's only for a couple months out of the year to play day one releases like Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Starfield, Shattered Space, and of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. A much less talked about feature is the Xbox can play MP3s, MP4s, and other media files from a 128 gigabyte or larger USB drive, and there are several available apps that support background play of these files. So instead of Spotify gouging you for ad-free listening, you can use your hand-picked MP3 library as a soundtrack for slaying demons, shooting aliens, or taking care of the bad guy in general. And if you don't have an MP3 library, what the heck are you doing? When it comes time to game with friends, Xbox is the best platform because of its Discord integration into the UI. This feature has always been a step ahead of PlayStation 5 because for years my PlayStation friends would have to use their phones to connect to the Discord call, then transfer it over to your console. I heard they fixed that problem for the PlayStation users, but Xbox already had that feature. Then what does Xbox update next? They put all your active Discord friends and joinable calls right into the UI, so you don't need a second device to scroll through Discord and see who's online before you hit up that homie to game with. Also worth mentioning is Discord is integrated into the last-gen Xboxes, but PS4 has no Discord capability whatsoever. Another social feature that Xbox has that PS doesn't is the looking for group forums. This feature enables you to find random squad mates in minutes. If your usual squad is unavailable and you need a hand with a difficult boss fight or need a duo to run some battle royale with, you can post an LFG with tags like Trash Talk OK, Adults Only, Mic Required, and Everyone Welcome. And find some chill people to run with. Who knows? You might even make a new friend. This is another example of how Xbox platform focuses on social gaming. Everybody knows the Achilles heel of the Series S is storage, with around 500 gigabytes. What they don't tell you, it's actually like 400 gigabytes because the operating system takes up storage as well. If you like playing a lot of AAA games, you absolutely need to take advantage of the expandable storage slot on the back of the Series S. I bought the 1 terabyte high-speed storage card. Now I have around 1.5 terabytes of storage, which is actually enough for me. I play a mix of AAA, AA, indie, and classics, and I usually have around 60 games installed at a time with at least 150 gigabytes left available. incredible. This storage expansion is so necessary. Not even a terabyte is enough storage these days if you're a AAA gamer. All of my PS5 friends have to constantly delete and reinstall games they want to play because the native 1 terabyte is not enough. And while PS made it relatively easy to upgrade their storage, you still have to crack the console open and do it with a screwdriver. Some people are adverse to working on their tech, so if that's you, then I think you will greatly appreciate the expandable storage slot on the Series S. Also noteworthy is Xbox came out with 2 different 1 terabyte Series S consoles and a new 2 terabyte Series X. So looking at the Xbox consoles across the board, they have many options for additional storage. A huge W for the Series S is its form factor. This thing is incredibly compact. It can fit almost anywhere. For road trips, I can throw the console in a regular old backpack with a portable monitor, controller, and headset. That's a nice mobile gaming setup. The PS5 is so gigantic, you need to dedicate an entire shelf for it. But the Xbox Series S is the opposite. Its sleek form can slip into any nook or cranny and doesn't require a stand to be vertical or horizontal. These perks of the small form factor make the Series S absolutely make it the perfect console for me. It might be the perfect console for you too. The Xbox Series S's small form factor just makes sense in 2024. One last quick thing I need to mention about Xbox that certainly beats PlayStation. You can game share all of your digitally owned games and Game Pass subscription between 2 Xboxes. While PlayStation 5 can only game share on one console with multiple accounts logged into it, game sharing on Xbox is perfect. If you have a partner who also games, or if you have a close friend that you trust that you game with frequently, this way you only need to buy the game once and you can both play the same games together at the same time. If you want a video on how to do this, let me know in the comments. After over 2 years with the Xbox Series S, I can confidently say I'm entirely satisfied with my purchase and am now officially an Xbox fan. I don't regret making the switch from PlayStation to Xbox at all. In fact, I encourage people who want to upgrade from the PS4 to go with the Series S, especially if you play games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Apex Legends. Xbox may have dropped the ball last gen with their infamous Xbox One reveal and caused many consumers to go with the PlayStation 4, which its success drove the masses to buy a PS5 without thought. But mark my words, the tipping point for the console wars is extremely near. With the recent reveal of the marginally improved $700 PS5 Pro, the inevitable increase in digital game price tags, and the epic fails of releases like Concord, people are finally starting to look at their options. I have a feeling Xbox's next console release is going to be something really shiny with even more features, and it will be the console everybody wants. I hope my video helped you make a decision about your next console purchase, or at least informed you on some of the features of the Xbox you may not have known. I make console gaming content, so if you like my style, be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. The Duke abides.